Yo, 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 let's get to business. Once again, Big Blue Nation, what's up? Kentucky Hoops. I got to speak on it again. I didn't really get a chance to elaborate on toward the end of the Global Jam up in Canada that they had, but overall it was, it was a dominating performance. Uh, but I didn't really get to make a video after that. So I just wanted to touch base on that a little bit as a fan, of course. And once again, let me go ahead and be clear that it is early. It's very early. But and of course, I know a lot of you fans out there just now uh, got the late breaking news that John Cal made another move. He made another move. And I know a lot of y'all are delighted about this one. I'm curious. I'm delighted. Um, a little skeptical, but I'm also pleased that we landed this guy. And I'm trying to pronounce his name right. The big fella, respectfully. His name is Zvonimir Ivisic. I don't know. That's my best efforts. To my understanding, he's from Croatia. He's 7'2", and I checked out his highlights earlier, and he looked pretty impressive. I was impressed. As far as how big he is and how he should be able to stretch the floor because he can knock down the tray ball. He even had touch on his floater. He had the mid-range going on. And like I said, he's 7'2". You know what I mean? Dude is big. And he's not one of those uncoordinated 7'2" guys. He's a guy that has some mobility. He can move. From what I've seen, his highlights look pretty good. And of course, he got a chance to speak on joining the Wildcats, and he said it's just the place to be. Man, he's like, that's the school where you go, and of course, accompanied by a lot more different talents and good competition, and accompanied by John Calipari. You know what I mean? One of the best to ever do it. He said, he likes the way he gets those kids in the draft, man. I can't be mad at him about that. He wants to go to the NBA, and deservingly speaking. But I'm excited about that one. You already know. It gains a lot of curiosity because we got the 2 7-footers that's out right now. With Uganda, he's out with a foot injury, and it's surgical up to this point. Aaron Bradshaw, he's expected to be back. I'm not sure if they got a time bracket on it or not, but he's supposed to make a return. Like towards the beginning of the season, a little bit, after it starts. He's expected to come back. And he's another big guy that can stretch the floor out. Well, 7 foot. So with the addition of this guy, Zvonimir, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, right on time. I say this is a good time to add that addition because, like I said, those 2 7-footers are still out right now, and it's questionable whenever they're returning. But I say it's some pretty good news. It's some pretty good news. And like what I seen in the Global Jam as a team, some people like to say that the competition was questionable up there in Canada, but I say this. I go ahead, and especially as a fan, I'm going to go ahead and get the good things, the good quality things that I seen out of the trip. And that was to me, there was a lot of early team chemistry. There was a lot of good ball movement, a lot of unselfishness. You know what I mean? A lot of spacing being created for our shooters. A lot of good shooting as a team. You know what I mean? I didn't see a tremendous amount of mistakes. You know what I mean? Of course, there's some mistakes. There was some. There was, some turnovers, some defensive breakdowns that we got to work on. But overall, as a team, the way they shared the ball, the way they was moving the ball around, and just the unselfishness, to me, that's a key element to winning the championship. It's unselfishness, you know, putting trust in your teammates. A lot of the chemistry things that come later, you know, as far as, you know, making, you know, building momentum up as far as passing the ball to your teammates and knowing what spots they're going to be in before you make the pass, you know, kind of getting used to the flow of the game with each other. But it's looking bright, early bright. That's what I call it, early bright. But back to this guy, man, Zvonimir. Wow, you know, he's pretty impressive. And the way he had touch on the basketball at his size is just a lot of big guys don't have that. So it's just like a super blessing when you see it. And you know, I feel like you know, he's gonna fit right into the flow of the game because all these guys that's already on the court for us, you know, a lot of them are playing positionless basketball. You know what I mean? As far as like a lot of these guys can do multiple different things, and they share some of the same attributes on the floor. A lot of our guys can, you know, they can play multiple positions. I don't know how many positions he'll be able to play, but I know he's going to be a problem if he's shooting the ball like I've seen in his highlights. He's going to be able to stretch that floor, I'm telling you. So, should be hard to guard. You know what I mean? It should be hard to guard. You know, I see Jordan Burks. What I got from him is, you know, once he gains a little more comfortability, he's going to be a lively asset. I like how long he is. He's 6'10". You know, he plays pretty much under control from my understanding. I'm pretty sure he's going to be tenacious on defense as far as I'm concerned from what I've seen. Adutiero, he's like the do-it-all guy. Very impressed with him by how he's just willing to do whatever it takes to win. You know what I mean? You got to have that grit, and he does. And he's even stronger than what he was last year. More determined. The way he goes to the rack whenever he does have an open lane is strong. You know, he's shooting well. He's knocking down free throws. He's playing defense. He's rebounding. You know what I mean? He's gonna be one of those guys, man. You know, he played like this throughout the whole trip of Canada. And he's one of those guys that he can play bigger than what he really is. You know, even though he is, you know, 6'7" and growing. He was down low battling. You know, I seen him grabbing rebounds. So I'm excited about Adu. You can't sleep on him, and he's a teammate. He's a good teammate, a team player. Antonio Reeves, to me, he's even better than what he was last season. I'm gonna leave it at that almost. I mean, he consistently was scoring in the 20s throughout the whole trip. Consistently shooting the ball well, finding his spots. Zero hesitation. You know what I mean? It just seemed like that maturity level is taking over for him this year. And hopefully he's going to carry that on throughout the season. I got faith in him. You know what I mean? I got faith in him. DJ Wagner, to me, he's going to be incredible. He's a playmaker. He's getting his pace down. Getting it down. But it's coming. And he shows a lot of flashiness of just, to me, he's a star. He can get to the rack basically whenever he wants to, in my eyes. And it's not like he can't shoot. You can't leave him open out there. I mean, he can knock down the tray, too. He can hit the mid-range. He's got that hesitation, the floater. And he basically played like that throughout the whole trip. I couldn't pinpoint too much for him to have to work on, but if I was to say anything, maybe just getting used to running more to the point. Because I know he can kind of come more of as a two guard, I would say, because he's such a scorer. But he looked pretty comfortable playing the point guard. I mean, it's not like he can't play it. I mean, these are questions that that you see pop up. But to me, he looked pretty comfortable. Justin Edwards, you can see his development throughout the Canada trip. And I love Justin Edwards, man. He's good, man. He's got a lot in his arsenal. Left-handed, he's 6'7", long, can shoot, can get to the rack. He plays under control. He plays smooth. Um, and you could tell he's just getting better and better. He's getting more comfortable. That Trey ball started to knock down. I think it was maybe the second or third game he started hitting that three. He looked good to me. He looked good. And he's just nice. He's nice with it, man. Some people just naturally got a knack for basketball. And to me, he's one of those guys. He's going to the NBA for sure. No doubt. And I'm just glad. I'm glad he picked our school. You know what I mean? It could have been anywhere else. You know, these guys are McDonald's All-Americans. Trey Mitchell, you know, the way he's just slid into the camp and just found his groove. He's a very smooth player, very poised. To me, he's gonna be a problem. I feel like because he can stretch the floor. He's a big guy that can hit a three. He's knocking them tray balls down like it wasn't nothing. You know, once he squares his body, he just calmly hits it, and I like that. I like the maturity that he brings to the club, and he played like that throughout the whole trip. You know what I mean? A great guy. He's a very positive guy, and you could tell he's a great teammate. You could tell he wants to win. So we didn't see much of Joey Hart, but I'm excited to see what he's going to do on the floor a little bit more, too, once he gets out there. I noticed something. I seen something on YouTube. I think it was Locked on Kentucky or something like that. And I think the topic was who's better, Rob Dillingham or Reid Shepherd. And to me, it just kind of, I don't know. I didn't like that title as a fan because you got to remember, man, these are kids, you know. They're teammates, too. You know, it's not good to really be comparing teammates, to me, in my eyes. It's early, so we need all the team chemistry that we can get. So I don't understand why you don't want to tarnish our early team chemistry. You want it to get better and better and better. And this team has a lot of potential to be great, in my eyes. So I don't think it matters who's better. You got to remember that basketball is a team sport. Sometimes people like to individualize it a little bit more than what it deserves to be, but it's a team sport, and these are kids, and both of them are good. Both of them are extremely talented, and they're both going to help our squad out tremendously. Reid Shepherd, he's a do-it-all guy. You see him out there. Even when he's not scoring, he's doing all kind of different things to help the squad out. And he's a team player. He distributes the ball well. He plays at a good pace. He plays smart. He makes good decisions. He plays tenacious defense. Already, we've seen flashes of that. Steals. The way he just got a good feel for the game. I love this kid, man. So did his dad, of course. So did his father, Jeff Shepherd. He's kind of bouncy like his dad, too, you know. Athletic, can shoot it. And Reid, I'm impressed with him too, man. You know, the way he's handled the rock with precision, the way he handles the basketball, because I think one of the biggest concerns him coming in is how ball dominant he is. And he's nice with them handles. But, you know, I think one of the concerns was, you know, how's he going to keep that in control and the pace of the game. And I think he did a really good job at that. At the Global Jam. He was making aggressive moves, but at the same time, it was still under control. And he's learning to play off ball some, you know, because there's so much talent on the team. And I think he handled that well. I think he's going to handle it well. I got a lot of faith in both of them. And they're extremely good kids. They're very positive kids, and they just want to do whatever it takes to win. This is a team sport, and especially Kentucky basketball. Traditionally, the team won the championships. You know, it wasn't a person or who's better or I don't think that should be getting measured or even questioned at all, especially not at this point. But no, this is not a beef video or nothing like that. I just want to give my take on it, as a fan. But other than that, man, to me, it was a brilliant trip, and I'm excited to see what the season holds, man. I think it's October, Big Blue Madness is right around the corner, and like I said, we just added the addition of that new guy, Zvonimir. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he looks like a talented kid, man. And let's see what the future holds for us Wildcats. But yeah, BBN, let's get to business.